ladies and gentlemen, and today we have a news I wanted to share with you, and this is about vehicle rebalances, and we have a super test preview that Wargaming released, and this is kind of important and it could be controversial for some people because this time they are touching special reward tanks. And I wanted to go through this and just review all the changes and let you know what you may need to know. And some of you may be interested, some of you may be angry or furious, upset, some of you may be happy. But Wargaming, according to Wargaming, they do this according to their data. So if there is a vehicle that has way better results than others, then they think they need to tweak it. So that's what they are talking about, and they will be tweaking some premium vehicles, tier 5 to 8, and some tier 10 reward vehicles, and also tech tree vehicles. And so I want to go through, and they list all the vehicles and all the changes. And these are the list of premium vehicles they are changing, and I believe most of these or all of these are getting buffed, so they are getting improved, which is a good news. But if you ask me, there are some questionable changes, and I will tell you why. So first one, we have T-2065, which kind of was a good tank, but now it's kind of outdated with all of the new and better vehicles coming out, so it could not keep up, I guess. So they are improving top speed, reverse speed, dispersion, hull traverse speed, and another dispersion at 100 meters, and aim time. So they are improving mobility and gun performance, which is good. It's gonna become more comfortable, and it's gonna be able to better keep up with the tempo of the games nowadays, because if it's a 2-minute game, sometimes you can't even make it to anywhere out of your base. So this is all the changes which will apply to T-26 and also T-26 Patriot, which is the same tank essentially. And let's just go through this quickly. I guess it's not a bad change. AMX and 4ML49, again outdated, people don't really play it, even though I still say it's time to time. It has a good penetration, decent gun, but I guess it couldn't keep up, so they improved hull traverse speed, which is always good. They improved dispersion during movement and hull traverse, so again gun performance, which is very good, always makes tank feel better and more playable. Dispersion during turret movement, and this is really good. Aim time goes to 2.5 from 2.9, which is a good improvement. These French guns aim forever, and surprisingly they buff view range from 370 to 390. 390 is really high for a tier 8 heavy, because some mediums have 390 at this tier. Even some lights probably have no more than 390 at tier 8. I may be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. So this is a weird change. Rest of it, it's good, I can't complain. T-25 Pal, again another tired tank, and this is actually a little underrated, because maybe nowadays it's not really that good, but it used to be okay tank average when it first came out, but now maybe a little underrated, underpowered I would say, and outdated, and no one really plays with it. I don't see this tank that often, so that's why they want to promote some tanks that are outdated and people don't play anymore, so then they can sell them again and people buy them and they will make more money and everyone will be happy. Wargaming. Standard shell penetration is going 60 millimeters up, which is a great improvement. this gun was already too old, and it's gonna get 208mm now, which is still not a crazy big deal, but it's much better than whatever it was before, 192 I guess. So that is a good news. And all of this news so far, what I saw, is not gonna make any of this tank overpowered or broken, which is what we want to see. We want to see balanced, competitive, but not broken and overpowered. And I don't know, you probably can't do anything to this tank to make it overpowered, but we will see. Special shell penetration went up 25, so it's now 268 now, so you can spam all you want and get a better penetration. Standard shell shell velocity was really dog shit slow on this. One of the downsides of this tank is shell velocity is really slow, so when you shoot you can just feel it. It's a medium tank, and shell velocity is almost, it feels like T49 with a derp gun, and they are improving it. Standard one with 67, so it's gonna get 920. Still nothing crazy and fast, but it's an improvement, so it's gonna be better. And special shell velocity, I guess it's APCR, and it's gonna be 1100, which is still not crazy for APCR. We see much faster ones, but it's an improvement, and it's on a good direction, so I welcome this too. Next one, Centurion Mark 5/1 RAAC, and this tank only gets dispersion during movement and hull traverse. Little bit of dispersion improvement. This tank still looks pretty good, so a little bit of dispersion, it's gonna make a little bit of gun performance improvements, so it's gonna be a little more comfortable, so why not? It's not gonna get overpowered, so I welcome this too. Next one, STR-81, essentially same tank, same improvement. 0.14 is the same? Yeah, same, but okay, dispersion was different because it was improved 0.06 and this was improved 0.04, but now they are gonna have the same characteristics, 0.14 both. Again, it's an improvement, it's something to make gun more comfortable, so I welcome this too. FV4202, this vehicle has gone so many, it has had so many hats at this point. This vehicle was a Tech 3 tank, it was a tier 10, I believe, British medium tank that was replaced by Action 10, and then it was made in a premium tank, and then it was given to players who had it for free, I believe, wherever. So whoever had this tier 10, they kept it as a premium. Wherever it had a lot of changes, I don't remember all of it, but it got outdated and tired at this point. Even though it's still good, this has a little bit of stronger frontal armor, so it can troll you sometimes if you don't aim, if especially upper plate, it's sloped and stuff. Turret is kind of strong, so it's just slower than other medium tanks, many others. It had top speed was low on this tank, so I don't know, it had many changes. So for now they improved dispersion, exactly same as the other two. It's gonna have 0.14, but they also increased view range from 390 to 400, which is also good. Why not? And reload time dropped 0.5 seconds, made into 7.5. This tank already had a pretty good DPM, so it's gonna be even better. So I think I welcome this too. This tank will become pretty competitive at this point. I don't remember, top speed may be still a little low, but it could do some damage at this point, and that's also welcome. Why not? Oh, biggest changes comes to Turtle Mark 1, and it is not very unpopular tank. I see this all the time in Battlefield, but I'm guessing statistics are not good for this tank, so I guess it is underperforming compared to other TDs, so that's why they are improving this. So according to Wargaming, they are looking at data and seeing what's underperforming and seeing what's overperforming, and they want to balance it. And you know, I actually appreciate them trying and see what happens. So top speed is gonna get improved by 5 kilometers per hour, which is good. 25 reverse speed goes to 12. Reverse speed is very important when you need to pull back, especially for turretless TDs. Dispersion is getting improved. 0.18 is very good, actually. Standard shell penetration goes up to 240, which is very good. And special is gonna go up to 270. Okay, also good, but doesn't matter for me. Standard shell velocity goes up. Wow, okay, that's a big improvement. So it goes to 1050. So it has 258 millisecond improvement. So that means shell velocity was really slow on this one. So it was under 800. So it looks like it was 792, which is super low. I didn't even know this. Special shell velocity goes from 991 to 1200. So it should be a little bit more comfortable. Maybe it can keep up with today's meta and how fast games go. And this is it for tier 8 premiums. So far I do not have too many complaints, and let's move on to the lower ones, or no, these are tech tree ones. Okay, let's go and check tech tree vehicles. Churchill 1 tier 5, they are improving dispersion, and who cares, really, who cares about this tank? But okay, they're improving dispersion and aim time, that's it. So they're improving gun characteristics. Okay, whatever. Good for whoever plays it. Tier 6. When I played this one on my EU account a few years ago, this was not a bad tank. It was good. It has a high DPM, gun was good. Nowadays, I don't know, I have not played it for a while. But they are slow, so it's hard to keep up with today's game. Top speed gets improved to 25, which is good. Reverse speed goes up to 14, and then dispersion gets improved. Gun performance, aim time, and dispersion turret traverse. All this is good. It's gonna make it more comfortable to play, so I have no complaints. Moving on, Black Prince, same improvements. Top speed, reverse speed, same exact speeds. Dispersion improvements, and the reload time for both guns. And the it's just probably Top Gun, yeah, 4.5 seconds from 5. This is already a very fast firing tank, so I don't know why everything else is okay. I don't see the reload time improvement as necessary, but it's not gonna make it. I mean, how can you make this tank broken? Probably no one can. Aim time improved, which is good. 2 seconds, still not crazy, so it's not a problem. And dispersion director traverse, same as tier 6, some improvements, no problems with that. And keep in mind, all of this is subject to change because this is just a super test. This is more weird because I played this a little while ago and I was doing some good damage, and this is not a bad tank. It can bounce some shots frontally, and they improved front hull armor, like it did not really need to. 140, so they improved it by 20 millimeters. Dispersion improvement, why not? Okay, I'll take it, because those French guns, again, they aim forever. And aim time was improved from 2.7 to 2.3, so also good. But I don't see, this probably, so for me it still worked, so I don't see why this needed a buff. But again, I want to mention that they looked at the data, probably this was underperforming compared to other tier 7, so they felt they need to improve. For me it was fine, but you know, it's not gonna make it broken anyways. You still have this giant something on top. So let's move on, and I don't know why I keep clicking. And oh, that's it. Okay, that's it. Now we move on to tier 8s, and finally, probably the biggest one is this garbage tank. This is probably this was the worst tier 8 heavy tank, if you ask me. If not the worst, one of the worst. I can't think of anything worse than this tank right now. And the front upper plate, those I have made a video before, and I have showed this, how weak this upper plate is. It's like 60 millimeters or something. Anything can pen this, even HE in some cases if you shoot it at the right angle. So if you are like in a leopard PTA, you can pen this frontally using HE and do 500 damage, which is insane. This is a heavy tank. We're not talking about the light tank right now. We're talking about the heavy tank. They finally improved this armor. Upper glacis plate effective armor improvement. So effective armor improvement by 26 millimeters. So we don't know how that's gonna translate in a game, but it's still something. And upper glacis plate slopes effective armor. So slopes, which one is slopes? Probably the side slopes, and top one is probably the front plates and the side slopes. I'm guessing. If I'm wrong, please let me know which areas does this refer to exactly. Hull traverse speed improved 1 degree second. 26 is still slow, but improvement is an improvement, right? So I'll take it. View range went up to 380. I don't know why are they obsessing over view range. It's a heavy tank. You don't have to. Heavy tanks don't have view range, so usually you don't need. I mean, of course you could use a view range, but it's not a must. So it's not what heavy tanks are for. It's not spotting, obviously. Reload time for the big gun, 120mm, went down to 20 seconds. They nerfed this big gun a little while ago. After buffs, they nerfed it again. But this big gun is this gun is the only good thing about this tank, literally. And it was good, but now it's gonna get even better. 12-second reload, and the penetration went up to 225. So this tank may not be as horrible, but I feel like it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be just bad now, not horrible. Let's move on, and this was another surprise to me. I did not think this tank was bad when I played, but it was years ago. Nowadays it probably cannot keep up, so it probably has very bad statistics and results, so they decided to buff this. And no one plays this, so I guess that's why. So they improved dispersion, so gun performance, reload time to 8.9. So this is gonna be one hidden gem now. So rate of fire will go up, gun performance goes up significantly, aiming time, durability with the turret. Okay, so HP. Okay, once you mount the top turret, you get 1600 hit points, which is a good thing for a tier 8. Junction of upper glacis plate. So this was my most questionable decision. The armor is going up, and that's a lot of armor. So this now forces you to fire more premium shells, I guess. But I don't know, you tell me, what do you feel about this change? But I don't think this was necessary. Frontally, this tank was okay, it can bounce stuff. but they did 48 millimeters effective armor improvement. Junction of the upper glacis plate, probably this area, upper plate, and then they improved turret, turn turret, 75 up. So I'm thinking it's just front of the turret. No, chicks is this, so they made it 120, which is okay, wherever. But then I don't know what this is. Turn turret. Please let me know what does it mean, if you know what this turn. No, term turret. Term turret. I don't know what it is. Oh, is this the top? Is this the hatch? Not sure. Please let me know if you know. But this could be a really good tier 8 tank right now, after these changes. So it is worth to test out. I will probably test these vehicles and maybe make more videos once we have a test server or something. So if you are interested, you could subscribe, but you don't have to, it's up to you. T69, oh my god, finally, T69 is so weak, so weak. I just played it recently. I researched T57 heavy, and this was really underwhelming tank. The penetration is so low, 180 or 181 or something. But let's see, they did not improve. Oh, they did. Standard shell penetration went to 200, which is good, better than what it was, obviously. And special penetration went to 280. Okay, that's high. So yeah, it was 181 and now it's 200. They also improved gun performance, dispersion, and what else? Magazine reload time went from 27 to 24. That's a big improvement. To 3 seconds from magazine. That's nice. So maybe it could be playable now after this. So let's see how this goes. I approve that too. Oh wow, Pershing. I think they just added, so some of this was not in the initial announcement. Pershing needs an improvement. It's so weak and underwhelming, slow, big. So let's see what they did. Aiming time, okay, not bad. Dispersion, so gun performance again. So the biggest improvements we see are in gun performance. Standard shell penetration went 22. Wow, so it went to 212. Wow, that's pretty good improvement. And reload time went 1.4 seconds down, 6.8. Now this tank could be fun. This could be fun now. I'm excited for Pershing because I still enjoyed it. I had good games when I played this recently, but it felt weaker than others. It felt like you need to struggle to keep up with others. Now it could do better, so I'm excited for Pershing. Bulldog, okay, I don't remember. I played this a long time ago. Standard shell penetration goes up to 180. Why not? It's better than nothing. Special shell penetration to 215. Reload time goes down to 4.5. It already has a pretty high rate of fire, so I don't see that necessary. Dispersion is always good, makes gun more comfortable. Aim time is getting improved to 1.7, which is pretty good. So I approve this too, not a problem. Next one, 8015. Again, some speed improvements, just like Turtle. They're improving this one too. Some speed improvement, dispersion, gun handling, and armor behind the gun mantlet. Okay, so the weak spot that it has on top, or gun mantlet. Oh, maybe the front gun mantlet armor. I don't see how this was weak. It never gets paint, so I don't know, but they increased to, wait, 100 millimeters, so it was 127 and now it's 227. Okay, whatever, who cares? If you have this and if you are excited about this change, good for you. 110, okay, another tired heavy tank that we don't really see. I see this once a month probably, because it probably underperforms and it's behind all the other new heavy tanks, so they are improving. Oh, and loading time will go now to 8.5. It was good long time ago when I played it. Now it's probably outdated. Dispersion improvement, reload improvement, aiming time again, gun performance, and lower glacis plate effective armor goes 25 millimeters up, so it's gonna be 22. No, 20, I mean 200. So I guess the lower plate, I guess that's what it means. So I welcome this change too, why not? And that's it for this, and now we are moving on to tier 10. And tier 10 we have 4 tanks, tech 3 tanks, and 2 of these are getting nerfed and 2 of these are getting buffed. One of them is WZ113GFT, Chinese TD, and they say this underperforms compared to other TDs in the same class, and it's not popular, so they decided to buff this, so it gets more popular and it gets easier to play, more comfortable and more fun, hopefully. But I don't know, we will see. I'm not getting this, I'm not a big TD player anyways. If you are, you may want to check this out if these changes go through. Specific power goes up, so it gets more mobile. Top speed goes up to 40 kilometers per hour. Standard shell velocity goes up to 960, so it was very slow. It was 760 and now it's 960. This is a good improvement. Reload time goes down to 16.5 from 17. Again, why not? It's a good improvement. Dispersion improvement again. So gun handling improvements, we see it across the board, all over the place. And gun can make or break a tank, so this is all good. Better gun is always good. Less frustration. And maybe less ghost shells, but we will see. I don't think so. And one tank that's getting nerfed, first tank that is getting nerfed in this article. So far it was all buffs. Objective Sim 68 version 4. And they nerfed top speed. So their data shows that this tank destroyer is overperforming everything and is dominating. It's better than any other TD in its class. So they decided to nerf it, and it's obvious. Sometimes it's just platoons, 2 or 3 in this platoon, they just run over everyone, and that's not fun for the enemy team. Top speed gets reduced, specific power gets reduced, hit points get reduced by 100, so it's gonna be 1900. Rangefinder cover gets reduced to 210 from 230 millimeters, so I guess that is the weak spot that it has on top, I'm guessing. Rangefinder cover, so that's one reduction in armor, which is good because this one lacks weak spots. The top one is kind of a weak spot, but it's still not that weak. It's hard to penetrate, especially for with standard rounds. For premium rounds, mostly it's not that bad, but now it's gonna be a little bit easier to penetrate. But I don't see why hull traverse speed was necessary. Maybe when they reduce top speed and horsepower, then it would get too slow to turn, so they had to buff 3 degrees second hull traverse speed. I guess that's my guess, to compensate for the loss of this power. So let's see how this goes. They are making small tweaks and changes to make sure they get it right and they don't nerf it too much or they don't buff something too much, which is good. I approve. I approve this. I appreciate it. Small steps and one step at a time. Next one is ST2, and they also say ST2 is underperforming and is not popular enough, so they want to buff this. I mean, ST2 is a good tank. I don't know what the problem is, but data shows, according to Wargaming, that this is underperforming compared to other heavy tanks in the same class. So they improved turret traverse speed 23 degrees now instead of 16, which is good. Turret front, turret plus gun mantlet armor goes up to 350 from 320, I guess, front gun mantlet and the armor, which is, I don't know, it was already impenetrable for me, so it doesn't matter, but wherever. Reload time between shots goes down to 4 seconds instead of 5 seconds. This could make a difference. Gun reload time went down to 11.2, so they reduced reload time, improved some armor, turret armor, and they improved turret traverse speed to make it more comfortable, so it could be better. But it's little changes, it should not make it broken, which is good. Next one, and probably this will upset some people, and this could be most heartbreaking, and I just researched this tank, I have to buy it, and they are nerfing this VZ55, everyone's favorite. Reload time between shots will go up to 2.5 instead of 2 seconds. Gun loading time will go up to 25 seconds instead of 22 seconds. So this has 3 seconds gain, which is big. And aim time goes up to 3 seconds, which is a lot. So if you don't have the equipment to improve aim time and stuff, you will need to use it now. But what can we do? They say data shows this is one of the best. It overperforms and it's better than all the other heavies and stuff, so they had to do something. And finally, the most controversial probably, that could upset a lot of people, is Chieftain. So they are touching Chieftain and 279E, which is crazy, but I think it's necessary. Even though some people may be upset who have this tank, but it's not gonna be that bad. So the good thing is they are trying to make this less overpowered, which is good. Bad thing is they did not do anything about armor, anything about the turret, that when this goes hull down you can't do anything about it. It still doesn't have weak spots. But they reduced top speed. It's very fast. It's like medium tank, heavy tank, has all the characteristics from every category basically. And they're reducing top speed to 40 kilometers per hour, so they are reducing it by 6, which is a lot. Hull traverse speed will go down by 6 degrees seconds, so 28 is kind of slower now. So it's gonna be, and gun reload time will go up 12, so 1.5 seconds up. Special shell penetration will go down to 311. It's not gonna make a big difference, but the loading, they are not touching dispersion or aim time or anything, gun characteristics. It's gonna still shoot well and be comfortable. It's gonna reload a little longer and it's gonna be a little slower. That's what we need to know. It's gonna be a little slower and it's gonna reload a little longer, but it's gonna be still hard to play against it. But they want to try small steps, take small steps, one step at a time, and this is a good thing because we don't want to also nerf this to the ground and then make it unplayable, and all of those people who worked hard to get this, they have a decoration for their garage, and that's also not gonna be fair. But the way it is now, it's not fair to other people who just have to play against it in their underpowered tank. Like what? I can't even think of an example. but whatever. Let's move on. This is all subject to change, you know, this is just a super test preview. Objective 79E, early. And they are nerfing hit points, 2300 instead of 2400. Gun reloading will be 11.5 instead of 10.5, which was crazy. Crazy low. Top speed gets reduced by 5 kilometers per hour, and it's gonna be 35 instead of 40, and special shell penetration will go down to 320 instead of 340, which is okay. It's gonna maybe make a difference for people who spam gold. For me it doesn't matter, and I don't have this yet. But what's bad is they are not touching armor, so there is still no weak spots. The commander hatch series was very small and stuff, so frontally it's still gonna be troll to play against, but at least it's slower, I guess. Top speed is slower, and it has 100 less hit points, but it's still something. They want to see how this change is gonna go, how people react. They don't want to do too much, one step at a time again, and I think this is a right approach. They don't want to make big changes like they did with AMX and 454 French heavy. They buffed it too much and it became overpowered. It was a beast, and then they had to nerf it right away in the next patch, and then they still third time they had to make some changes. So this time they are taking it slow, and I think that's the right approach. And this was it for today. It came out this video came out long, so if you liked it and watched it, thanks a lot, and consider liking and subscribing, and let me know what you think about these buffs and nerfs, and let me know what's your favorite buff and nerf, and let me know which one do you not agree on and which change do you actually hate, and let me know if you have one of those two tanks, and let me know if you feel like you have been betrayed. And see you guys next time.